طريقتنا الصحبة والخير في الجمعية İnsanların kötü huylarından çok var.
People possess bad qualities, bad characteristics and vices.
En kötü huyu da işte doymamazlık.
And the worst of all vices is to be never satisfied and to be constantly greedy and asking for more.
Ama eski insanlarda da vardı, herkeste var ama.
To be greedy, to never be satisfied is a vice, is a bad characteristic which people always had. People in former times.
Bu zamanda insanları daha fazla yapmak için.
But people these days have become more and more greedy than ever before.
Daha fazla toplum derler, tüketici toplum.
And people have become so greedy and they are never satisfied to that extent that the society we live in is described as a society of consumers, which by its word means a society which all it does is to consume.
Bu son yüzyılda onu insanlara aşılamışlar.
For the last 100 years, people have been instilled this very idea of constantly consume and to be after consumption.
Ne versen doymuyor.
And as they follow this consumption, they are never satisfied, but they simply consume it and then ask for more after it.
Ne versen doymuyor.
Whatever you give them, they will never be satisfied.
Sen ver, hükümet versin, bilmem şu versin, bu versin, daha fazla istiyor.
You give them something, the other one gives them something, the government gives them something. No matter who gives something, no matter what they give, in the end they will consume it, finish it up and ask for more and will never be satisfied.
Kanaat getirmiyor.
People have lost modesty and humility and they have lost the quality to be satisfied with what one has.
Halbuki kanaat insanı doyurur.
But it is modesty, humility and the quality of being satisfied with one have that will make you truly feel satisfied.
Kanaatsız insan isterse dünyayı yesin, gene doymaz.
But if you are a greedy person and you lack modesty, you lack humility, then even if you ate up the entire world and consumed the entire world, you would never be satisfied.
Dünya kandırır kendisini.
This world fools people.
İşte şimdi istiyor, para istiyoruz da.
People constantly ask for more and more money.
Bir hükümet para verir insanlara.
Then the government gives them more money.
Biraz sonra gene o yetmez.
But that money, the increased amount of money they get, will soon after a short amount of time be no longer be enough for them.
Daha fazla ister.
And then they will ask for even more.
Daha fazla ister.
And then ask for more.
Ne için? Çünkü
And why?
kısır döngü derler. Sen buradan artırıyorsun, öteki taraftan her şey artıyor.
Because while they increase their income, on the other side, then what they then do is they also increase the prices because they want to have more.
Her şey yükseliyor. Onun için
And thus it's this vicious circle that while they constantly ask for more, but while they get more, they also increase prices.
halbuki kanaat getirip de herkes razı olsa düz güzel gidecek hayat.
But if everyone would be just modest, humble, and be satisfied with what they have, then everything would be so easygoing and would be constant, and there would not be these turbulations people are undergoing because they are greedy and constantly ask for more.
Ama yok, kanaat yok. Kanaat olmayınca da hiçbir şey doyuramaz insanı.
People lack modesty, and as they are not modest or humble, they will never be satisfied with what they have, and they will always be asking for more with their greed.
İnsanoğlu öyledir. Bu Hazreti Nuh Aleyhisselam zamanında işte
During the time of Prophet Noah, peace be upon him,
gemiyi yapıyordu.
he was building the ark.
Oradan buradan kereste getiriyor.
And he would collect wood and timber from here and there to build this ark.
Şunu getiriyor, bu getiriyor. O vakitte bu çok büyük insanlar, dev gibi insanlar şey vardı.
In former times, they used to also giants also used to exist in former times.
Bir kavim vardı. Onlar helak oldu. Az bir şey kalmışlardı.
There was a people of giants which had mostly been destroyed and vanished from the surface of this world, but there used to be one or a few giants who still remained and existed.
Bir tanesi vardı o. O da aynı şekilde millet doyuramıyordu adamı.
And there used to be a giant who would never be satisfied but would constantly be hungry for more and more.
Fırınlar ekmek çıkarıyor.
The bakeries would make bread for him.
Yiyor, doymuyor.
He would eat and eat, but would never be satisfied.
Aleyhisselam demişken sen bana kereste getirirsen ben seni doyururum.
And then Prophet Noah, peace be upon him, said to that giant, "Let's make an agreement. If you bring me timber and wood for my ark, then I will make you be satisfied and no longer feel hungry."
Tamam demiş.
The giant agreed.
Kucaklamış. Neredeyse 2 kemik kadar kereste kucaklamış.
And then he collected timber and wood, and the wood he collected, the timber he collected, would have been enough to build 2 arks.
Gelmiş oraya. Nuh Aleyhisselam ona 3 tane ekmek vermiş.
Thereupon, Prophet Noah, peace be upon him, gave him 3 pieces of bread.
Ekmek bu kadar her birisi.
And each piece of bread was a small size bread.
Bunu besmeleyle ye demiş.
And then Prophet Noah, peace be upon him, said to him, "Eat this bread, but say Bismillahirrahmanirrahim."
Yemem demiş besmele.
He said, "I will not eat, saying the Basmala."
Böyle çekmem demiş. Ye de doyarsın yani besmeleyle doyarsın.
But if you say the Basmala, Prophet Noah said, you will no longer feel hungry. Say Basmala, and then you will be satisfied.
Yemem demiş. Söylemem demiş.
No, I will not say it, the giant resisted.
Ne söylemeyeceksin demiş.
What is it that you deny? What is it that you do not want to say?
Kendisine Bismillahirrahmanirrahim demeyeceğim demiş.
And thereupon the giant replied, "I'm not going to say Bismillahirrahmanirrahim."
Ye şimdi demiş.
And then Prophet Noah said, peace be upon him, "Now you may eat."
Söylemiş bilmeden.
Without realizing the giant had said the very words.
O üçünü yiyince doydu. Bak üçüncüyü zor yemiş.
And then when the giant ate those 3 pieces of bread, he was no longer hungry and he was satisfied. Already after the second piece of bread, he had a hard time actually eating the 3rd piece.
Doydum demiş. Sen bana büyü yaptın demiş.
Then the giant got angry and said, "This is magic, sorcery."
Kızmış. Alıp o kerestelerin gene kucaklamış. Kalanlarla gemi yapmış Nuh Aleyhisselam.
And then the giant took the timber away with him, and there were still, but he had brought so much timber that with the remaining parts that the giant had left behind were enough for Prophet Noah, peace be upon him, to build the ark.
Öyle bir şey. Yani o kadar dev insan besmele, kanaat, Allah ismi çekince doyar.
That giant, that huge person, he just said the basmala and it was enough for him to be satisfied and no longer feel hungry.
Şimdiki insanlar Allah'ı unutmuşlar.
People these days have forgotten about Allah Almighty.
Kendi kafalarına göre dünyaya, havaya dalmışlar.
People follow their own illusions, and people are fooled to run after the ambitions and the desires of this world.
Nereden şey yapacak? Ne kanaat kalmış,
People have lost modesty.
ne iman kalmış.
People have lost faith.
Allah yardımcımız olsun.
May Allah Almighty be our supporter.
Hepsi onlarla beraber herkes aynı şeyi çekiyor.
And it is due to this never-ending hunger, it is this greed that leads to this suffering that people are now, and we are all now undergoing.
Allah yardım etsin.
May Allah Almighty support us.
Allah muhafaza etsin.
May Allah Almighty protect us. There's nothing else we can say.
Allah bereket versin.
May Allah Almighty grant His abundance.
Allah tawfik. Fatiha.